Howdy Pinheads, Koji here. Wanted to go over this 1973 Gottlieb high-hand pinball machine. The designer was Ed Krinsky. The art package was done by Gordon Morrison. Probably my favorite combination there. This is a really iconic game, and I really wanted to kind of leave this in this mode here just to kind of emphasize that backlash. I mean, it's just awesome art with the colors and that real classic character there with the cards. This is what you see a lot of what pinball's about in the 70s, kind of that heyday of these Gottlieb wedge heads. Anyway, let's get this powered up so you can see the rest of the field. So I've just kind of gone over. I still have some cosmetic issues to go over, but this machine is mechanically working fairly sound. Good enough for this video where I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of how the gameplay is like on this game. Moving along, there are three flavors of this game. This high hand is the replay version. There's also an addable version called Captain Card and an export to Italy version of the addable as well, which was called Top Hand. I saw a tournament game with some players there. It looked like they had that one modded in all sorts of ways, but it looked like a really cool variant of how they'd set it up. Anyway, back to high hand. I'll kind of go over the rules briefly and try to explain some of the differences with the other flavors as well while I go. In general, the three machines are quite similar. You're going to have these four banks of different card suits that you're going to be shooting for. 16 drop target game is pretty fabulous for the 70s, and this is certainly on that list of key drop target games that Gottlieb made. As you play this one, each drop, when you hit it, it's going to score 500 points. Now, when you get the suit of them down, and you're going to collect a bonus for each drop down, you're going to collect 1,000 points. If you don't have the whole suit down as it collects the bonus, they're going to score 100 points each. In general, that's the scoring. Once you have the suit down, that's also going to light corresponding rollovers here. So you got yellow here, yellow here, yellow here, yellow here, and these are going to light as you go. Now in this, I'll kind of get to that in a minute here. You'll notice that two of these are lit here. Now these will actually cycle on the replay version because it has an AS relay in the back box. Now the AS relay is basically a little 10-stepper unit, which is like a little mini one that Gottlieb used to drive a lot of mechanics crazy, but it's a really ingenious little device that just goes through 10 different steps. I presume they needed this for the replay version because the replay has the match feature where you need to have that 10-step that's going to match the last tens digit of your score, and if you get a match, then you get a free game. But in addition to using this, they also reuse that mech, so you have this cool kind of left-right going on as that steps through. The addable versions do not have this relay, so that's a big dollar saver for Gottlieb, I guess. And instead, they just map the extra lamps to the bank of drops. And this one, it's just going to be these four that get mapped to the corresponding sequences of drops that get knocked down through the game. It's basic. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. Now, the basic strategy of this game is going to be you're going to want to plunge. You're going to want to hit, obviously, the lit one up there, but if not, then whatever. Get it down the middle. Try to nudge it off the pop bumper, and maybe you can hit that Jack of Diamonds, or you can hit the Ace of Spades there, or one of the other cards up there. Definitely a strategy when it comes down there. You'll hit them quite a lot, and those ones that are close to because they're so close to the pop bumper, they're also kind of hard to snipe because you're going to often hit the pop bumper, and you just have a small narrow shot there. So you can get it off the nudge and the plunge. That's great. Other than that, you want to watch these drains down here. This can be really dangerous because it's going to come off this metal ramp, and often I find that I'm actually going to nudge it to give it a little bit more, but if I leave it with the tilt this is going to go right down the middle, so I need to be careful about that. I'm going to try and shoot to get the sequence of the near drops first because those are the easiest. As you play this game, to collect the bonus, you always want to get in this kick out. This kick out is a very difficult shot. It's not even a shot because you can't really directly shoot it. If you shoot it head on, it's going to skip right over that. It's going to hit the pop and you're going to miss it. You really need to kind of get the ball coming around here, nudge it a bit, and it's going to bounce over there or who knows where. Sometimes it just bounces in, and the more drop banks you have down at that time, the better, because it's a huge difference in scoring. Now, the scoring on the drops, if I hit one, it's 500 points when I first hit it. Now, when that's down, if I collect the bonus, I'm going to collect 100 points for whatever drops I've down. Now, if the whole suit is down, I'm going to score 1,000 points each, and that's huge. That's what this game is all about. Get these 4 banks down. That's going to give you 16,000 points every time you hit in this hole or drain out the outlane. Also, if you have the 4 down, that's going to give you your special, which is where you're going to get your replay. That is about it for the replay version. Now in the Add-A-Ball version, it's the same basic strategy. You're going to shoot down all those drops. You're going to try and collect out of the hole, but if you also drain either of those, basically instead of a special, it's going to give you an Add-A-Ball. When you do drain into the out hole, if all of the drops are down, then they're going to reset. That is a major difference between the replay version and the Add-A-Ball version, which is currently making the Add-A-Ball version quite a lot more desirable, because a lot of modern pinball players really like the idea of the drops resetting rather than them just staying down. And I have to admit, it's kind of a funny thing. Like when you have them all down, it's great, because if you can nail that bonus collect, you're making a ton of points every time, and it's kind of this whole thing where it's all about collecting that bonus. But at the same time, the playfield is quite barren. There really is not a lot going on. One thing that I have done with this replay version to mitigate that greatly is play it in 3-ball. And in 3-ball, there is a change in the rule where behind the drops, this switch is going to score you 1,000 points. Currently in the 5-ball, this will score only 100 points, so it's just kind of a little bit. But in the 3-ball version, you kind of get a bit of a different strategy where maybe you don't want to go for all the drops per se, but you want to just try and milk these rebounds. Now, a really neat thing about the angle of these is that, quite literally, if you hit it here on that queen, for example, it's going to bounce most of the time fairly straight over to the king. So you have that perfect angle to make that shot and a fairly safe return. So that's about it. The only other place on this thing where it's somewhat dangerous is if you're coming down these lanes up here, these middle kind of out lanes. This metal ramp is going to send them straight down the hole. I need to be careful about that. You'll see me probably give it a bit of a nudge depending on the speed the ball has to get it over to this flipper. And the out lanes in this game are just crazy. It's going down the out lane. Sometimes you can get lucky, hit it on the lane guide there, but more often than not, it's going to drain on you. Especially with the way this one's set up, it's been pretty tough for me. Anyway, without further ado, let's see if I can get a decent game in here and show what it's about. Perfect. Little screw up there. There we go. Oh, I missed that ace. Oh. All right, not a bad start here. Let's get that nudge. No. Nope, missed it. No, not enough. Nope. That's the nudge you want to get over the hole there. King. Oh, seriously? Come on. Alright, I'll take that. There we go. Oh, I'll take it. Oh, yes. that's going down. Okay, so at this stage, I have those 2 near suits complete. I'm really going to try and get a special too if I can. I should also mention that this game is, if you tilt, it is game over. So you do not want to tilt. Oh. Not this time. Match. Alright, let's try that again. Woo! Pickings now. I say those rubber stoppers up there off the lunge, they always annoy me how they impact the play on some of these old machines. Seriously? Come on. Oh, oh, lucky bounce. Woo! Seriously, you could have given me that. Oh, there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I don't know about that. Look, you Mr. Jack. Look, Mr. Jack, you're going down. Literally. And figurative. Come on. Oh. Come on, you Jack. That was cool. Oh! No, I missed it. Oh, come on, you. Oh, come on now. Come on now. All right, ball 5. What is that? 23,000. It's the roll. Let's go. Aw. Okay, Jack, you're going down. No. like that. Oh, coach, no. Darn you, high hand! Darn you! Ah! Here we go. Looking for those drops off the plunge, and they're just closer to the pop bumper. Those ones always get in my way, trying to hit them from down low, so definitely something I always try to do there. Alright, there's one tank. Oh, that's cute. See if I can get that other side. Come on. No. Alright. There we go. So, that's the easy ones now. The hard ones. Get some points there. Come on. Come on, ball. Go in your hole. Nope. Alright. It's in shape. Here we go. Two more to go. Yes. Okay. Just trying to get just trying to get a little control. Alright, ball 4. Not bad. Got them all down. Now you notice that the specials in the outlane are lit, so I think when you hit the pop, it's gonna cycle to the yeah, there we go. Hit the pop so it's cycled to the hole now. That's for special. And either way, both of those are always gonna collect my max bonus. Perfect. So I hit the second knock there for the score replay. Whew. So at this stage, oh no! I really wanted at least an outlane drain on that. Really got to kind of get nudged in. I'm hitting score replays now. All right. All right, that'll do it. Oh well, there we go. That's a game. Thanks for watching. Anything else to say about this one? No, I think you guys saw pretty much all of it. As you can see, it's all lit up now. It's a pretty cool game. But as you also saw, once you've kind of achieved all of the drops down near the last couple balls or whatever, you have these balls where you basically have nothing to shoot. The drops are all down. It's just going for the hole, basically, or even maybe forcing it into an outlane just because you know you'll collect 16,000 at least, which is just basically avoiding the main drain there. But even in that, it can be a very, very exciting game just because of the amount of bonus scoring there is to be had there. So it's different. Everybody has their differences, what they like, what they don't. But that one part where you're sort of with a bunch of people, that's not enough for me to really kind of go, okay, well, this game is perfect the way it is. So hopefully in the future, I am planning to make some modifications on this. I'm going to try to get it so I'm resetting the drops on special collect basically, but also that's going to require altering some of the scoring rules to compensate for that as well. Another idea that I have is kind of advancing through these lights almost like El Dorado. That was one of the last videos I did, and it got me thinking, especially with this star roll over here. If you could roll over here and you could have like the jack, maybe it starts on the jack and then it rotates to the queen when you hit over this rollover, and if you hit that lit card, then maybe that scores you 1,000 points, and maybe without it being lit that scores you 100. So you have the risk reward of like really trying to snipe the lit shots so you can maximize your points, just like El Dorado. Otherwise, you're in a situation where you've hit all your drops down and your score would only be 1,600 or whatever. And then I'd have to alter the bonus collect substantially, depending on how I use that unit. Unfortunately, the stepper unit right now that I would need to cycle that is being used for the bonus collect. So I might look to just nil out the bonus collect or just put it in there. Maybe I can hook that up to the 500 points or something. So land it in there. You get a little something, or if I get extra fancy, maybe I'll find another stepper unit to throw in and do that. But anyway, it's an idea. I'm just kind of hashing out different ideas for it. I'm not one to hack away at games, but this one, I don't know. It's fun, and I've saved enough from the trash, so I just think a few mods to it might make it more interesting, and of course I'll document everything I'm doing, so any future owners of this game could certainly reverse whatever I've done. And I'm not taking out any mechs. If anything, I'm adding mechs, so just some extra soldering for them. But could be a lot of fun, though, I thought, just something like that, where you've enhanced the rules a bit, just because this layout is wonderful. The drops are wonderful, the shots are wonderful. Generally, the art package is great. I just feel like it just needs that little bit where it just bugs me, because it feels like there's just something missing. And that's what I really want to do. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. If you're like, no, don't do it at all, you got to keep these things original. Or if you think it's a good idea, if you have some ideas of your own, what you might do, then this is still pretty fresh. It's probably going to take me a while to get to, but it'd be great to have some fresh ideas on what to do for that. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Good night.